If your family did this to you, then they were trying to make you batshit crazy. So I'm going to test you to see how quick you can peep when someone is gaslighting you. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where a person systematically undermines your perception of reality over time. This causes you to doubt your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Now it's time for me to test you. Which one of these 3 examples is gaslighting? Caution, listen to all 3 of them because it may not be the one you think. Your sibling tells you, "Don't worry, I promise I'm going to help you with your school project." But they end up not helping you at all. When you confront them, they deny ever making that promise to you. "I never said that. Why do you be making stuff up? You're so forgetful." Number 2, your dad repeatedly says things like this to you. "Man, you be sitting at that table. You don't miss no meals, do you? Good luck on finding a date with all that meat you got on you." You always feel insecure every time your dad says this to you. But when you tell your dad how his BS makes you feel, he then tells you, "I've never said anything like that to you. You're so sensitive." Number 3, your frenemy borrows your outfit and stains it really bad. But when you confront them, they tell you, "Oh my God, I didn't take your shirt. You probably misplaced it yourself." Did you figure it out? Which one is the gaslighting manipulation? It's number 2, your dad. The other ones were just examples of lies. But the difference between gaslighting and a lie is that gaslighting is a systematic pattern, that's key, of undermining your perception of reality. Whereas a lie is just a single untruth to mislead you. Gaslighting is one of the most terrifying things a human being can do. It's when a chaos demon erases your reality to get you to doubt your feelings and experiences. The gaslighter will deny, trivialize, blame shift, or minimize to get you to question your own sanity and your own memory. Period.
Let's talk about it. You ever feel like you gotta walk on eggshells around your own family? Like every time y'all get together, you leave feeling drained, raggedy, and questioning your whole life? Child, listen, you are not making it up, and you are definitely not alone. Those feelings of chaos and confusion, that mess, that ain't random. That's a straight up playbook of control and manipulation. And in this video, we are pulling the whole curtain back on their little games and giving you the practical tools to get your peace back, period.
Have you noticed how narcissistic family members hold you to absolutely impossible standards while they break every rule that they set themselves? So let's dive into the hypocrisy of double standards and how it is a really hard thing to deal with. Narcissistic family members are experts at double standards. They demand respect but show zero in return. They preach honesty but then lie and manipulate you. They expect perfection from you but refuse to take any accountability for their mistakes. And their rules only apply to you, not them. Also, they sort of make up the rules to life as they go along as a way to just serve their own agenda. Their hypocrisy comes from their need to maintain a power position, and they want to protect their image. So they'll do whatever it takes to stay on top, even if that means contradicting themselves. So to them, the truth doesn't really matter. It's only being in control that matters. And they love the power that they have to manipulate these rules and then watch you suffer them. Your frustration is their drug. So let's talk about the frustration and how this is constantly leaving you mad, second guessing yourself. You may feel like nothing you do is ever enough, or like you're always at fault, yet you have all this evidence that rules are not being applied fairly. And it just creates a sense of internal rage when you're watching this unfairness. And it's really not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your health. So how do you get away from this? You have to recognize it is that this hypocrisy for what it is, that double standards conquer and divide, and they put people apart. You need to stop trying to live up to these impossible standards. It's not worth it. You're not going to measure up anyway. And just remind yourself that their double standards are always about them. It's not a call to how good you are, what your worth is, or what your value is. So breaking free from the double standards that run toxic families just really starts with seeing that behavior very clearly and then reclaiming your sense of self by not falling into the trap and taking their bait.
First things first, let's be clear about what you're going through because it is real. And when we say toxic, we ain't talking about the occasional argument or disagreement. That's just life. We're talking about that constant soul-crushing pattern of mess that leaves you feeling small, anxious, and just plain tired. And don't you dare let anybody tell you it's all in your head. That stuff takes a real psychological toll. We're talking long-term anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. It's a slow drip that chips away at your spirit till you start thinking you're the problem or that your feelings just don't matter. You might find yourself second guessing everything or carrying around this heavy blanket of guilt for stuff that ain't even your fault. You know why? Because in these toxic family setups, guilt is a weapon. They use it to keep you in line, making you feel selfish for just wanting to breathe. And the way they do it is slick too. It's that I'm just trying to help criticism. It's that love that always comes with a price tag. It's them all up in your business with no respect for your space. But let me tell you the biggest red flag of all. That feeling of being absolutely drained. You're anxious before you see them, and you feel like you ran a marathon after you leave. Studies have been shown that significant family strain is linked to a greater number of chronic health conditions down the road. So no, that feeling of being unwell isn't just you being emotional. Your body is keeping the score. It's a heavy weight to carry, especially when the world is telling you that family is supposed to be your safe space. But just calling it what it is, child, that's the first most powerful step to changing it. Recognizing these patterns isn't about blaming folks. It's about getting clear so you can finally protect your own energy.
I am not responsible to spend time with someone that causes me mental, physical, or emotional pain to make someone happy. That's their deal. That's their jam. They need to focus on their game. I don't control their happiness. They need to do them. You do you, boo. But at the same time, if this person brings up stuff for you and you choose not to see them, there's going to be someone else that's going to bring that stuff up. It may not just be in the form of a brother. It may be in the form of a friend. It may be in the form of a relationship. So that indicates perhaps you should be looking at what it is that they do that triggers you, that brings up your stuff. Because those that trigger emotions within us are there by design to show us the work that needs to be done. You know, if you can get yourself to a place in life where no matter what anyone else does, you just sit there and go, hey, it's cool. I understand people behave this way. That's okay. You've won. And that to me is the greatest level of freedom. We can't control the thoughts and the behaviors and the actions of others, but we can certainly control our own. This is how the universe works. Do the work. You'll be fine.
All right. So we see the problem clear as day. Now let's get to the good part. What are we going to do about it? Now, let me give you the hard truth, and I need you to hear me on this, okay? You cannot change them. You can't pray them right. You can't love them right. You can't argue them right. Your real power is not in changing them. It's in changing how you move. It's in taking concrete steps to protect yourself. Here are 7 practical tools you can start using today.
Really?
What the fuck did I do to you?
Really?
Huh? What did I do to you?
Keep getting up in my face like you
What
some
did I do to you?
bad
What are you gonna do,
motherfucker.
fucking hit me?
Like you some bad motherfucker. Keep pushing me back.
Why don't you get in
Keep
Mommy's
pushing me
car and
back.
go?
Do something. Do something.
Get the fuck out of here, Shelby.
I'm about to leave. This motherfucker's up in my
Fuck out
face.
of here before I
Get in
call
Mommy's
Bye.
car and go.
It's in my name, bitch.
Did you pay for it?
What now?
Guess what?
What now?
The wheels on that truck cost 10 times more
I
than
know
this shit.
because your girlfriend bought them for
How much
you.
did you make last year? I made 100 grand.
Oh my God, no way you're bragging to me about income? Keep it going.
I made 100 grand.
Let the world
What
know.
you make?
Let the world know what type of person you are. Let the world know.
Oh, I will. This is Dylan Anderson, and my sister is a stripping fucking slut who can't even pay her bills to take her clothes off. Oh, what a fucking shame.
That's my family, y'all. Right there. That's my fucking family. My brother.
Manipulation loves to hide in the dark. So number 1 is to name the behavior to tame the power. Tactics like guilt tripping, playing the victim, and silent treatment are pitting family members against each other only really work when you're confused about what's happening. So your first step is to educate yourself. When you can put a name to what they're doing, oh, that's gaslighting. Or, yep, there's the guilt trip. It's like turning on a light. The behavior loses its emotional hold over you. You go from feeling hurt and confused to seeing the dynamic for what it is, a strategy. This awareness is your first line of defense. Tool number 2 is build your fortress with boundaries. Boundaries are the single most important tool that you have. A boundary isn't a wall that you build to punish someone. It's a fence you build to protect your own peace. It is a profound act of self-care. Research consistently shows that people with clear boundaries experience way less stress and have healthier relationships. So how do you do it? Be clear, direct, and consistent. A vague, you need to be nicer, it won't work. Try a specific boundary like, if you raise your voice at me, this conversation is over and I will leave the room. Or, I'm not going to discuss my finances. If you bring it up again, I'm changing the subject. Now, brace yourself. When you first set a boundary, expect pushback. A toxic person will absolutely test it. This is the moment that matters the most. You have to enforce the consequence. If you said you'd leave, you get up and leave. Every single time you enforce a boundary, you're not just teaching them how to treat you, you're teaching yourself that you are worthy of protection. Now, if that person is crazy and you think that they're going to do something when you leave, don't leave. Just, sit calmly and leave when you can, because I'm not trying to get anybody shot or killed today. All right. Parents kill me. It's like, how are you expecting me to be respectful when you're constantly projecting? Oh, your sister just did this. Oh, well, your brother just did that. Oh, well, guess what they did? Did you get XYZ done? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse the fuck out of me. It's not my fault that you were such a toxic piece of shit when I was growing up. Goddamn. It is an age gap. Pipe down. Those are the reasons why XYZ did way more than me, is because they didn't see the type of shit that I had to see growing up. You were still young and dumb. You're trying to figure out your life, your whole entire life when you were raising me, so you need to stop. Then when you grow up to actually realize how toxic that they've been and you don't deal with them, you're the bad guy. You're the black sheep. You give them a chance and you're like, okay, well maybe we can, be cool, course. No, they still want to project. Like, it was your responsibility to ask your dad that. It was your responsibility to ask your mom that. Why didn't you? Why didn't I? I didn't ask to be here. You brought me in this mother. Now, if any of this is hitting home for you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I put out a lot of content every week designed to help you build healthier relationships and a more peaceful life. And drop a comment below. Which toxic behavior have you struggled with the most? Sharing your story can be a huge help to someone else going through the exact same thing. Think about it this way. If a place was filled with toxic fumes, you'd limit your time there, right? The same exact principle applies to emotional toxins. It is 100% okay to limit contact with a family member to protect your mental health. This doesn't have to be a huge dramatic showdown. Low contact can be whatever you need it to be. Maybe it means you stop answering calls after 8 p.m. Maybe you only see them at big family events instead of one-on-one. Maybe your visits just get shorter. And if you're in a deeply harmful situation, no contact might be the only healthy path forward. That is a completely valid choice. You can even ignore the text messages. Now, if you feel like you need that space, you're far from alone. Now, if you have a real problem with getting space, you might want to put in a restraining order. Now, research from Cornell University found that a staggering 27% of Americans are estranged from a close relative. You aren't a bad person for needing space. You are a wise person for taking it. Toxic family dynamics thrive in isolation. They want you to feel like you're alone and crazy. One of the best counter moves is to build a rock solid support system outside of that dynamic. This could be a trusted friend, a partner, a therapist, or even a support group with people who just get it. Having someone who can validate your experience and who can say, no, you are not crazy, that was completely out of line, it's priceless. This support system becomes your anchor, keeping you grounded in reality when a toxic person is trying to stir up chaos. You don't have to go through this by yourself. Toxic people are often drama junkies.
Married couples, I need you to be fully aware of something. Do you know that your in-laws can seriously injure your marriage if left unchecked or corrected? So here's the deal. If your in-laws are driving your spouse crazy and you sit by and don't do anything about that, you are allowing this injury to take place in your marriage. Husband, if it is your family, you're responsible for respectfully correcting and checking your family members. Wife, if it is your family members, it is your job, your responsibility to respectfully correct your family members. Listen, we already have enough issues going on inside of our house. Why would you let outsiders destroy your marriage? Cause pain and frustration and arguments between you and your spouse? Why do that? Why let that happen? Why sit back and allow your family members who have their own life? Why are you in our business? Why are you up in my face? Stop your family members from frustrating and aggravating and being rude and nasty to your spouse. And when you do that, they will stop.
Now, number 5, disengage from the drama. Toxic people are often drama junkies. They need emotional reactions to feel powerful. They'll try to provoke you, bait you into arguments, and get a rise out of you. One of the most powerful things you can do is simply refuse to play. You do not have to attend every argument you're invited to. This is called emotional detachment. It doesn't mean you become a cold, unfeeling robot. It just means that you make a conscious choice not to get swept up in their emotional hurricanes. You could be polite but firm. Use neutral, boring phrases like, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm not having this conversation." Or a simple, "I understand." When you stop giving them the dramatic reaction they're craving, their power, it fizzles out. Or they might even get madder, so it depends on who you're dealing with. You aren't trying to win the game. You're choosing not to play it. Now, dealing with all of this is exhausting. It's critical that you actively refill your own tank. And I'm not talking about bubble baths and face masks, unless that's your thing. Real self-care, restorative practices. It means getting enough sleep, eating food that makes you feel good, moving your body and making time for hobbies that genuinely light you up. Things like journaling or meditation can also be amazing for processing all the tough emotions. And please, don't ever hesitate to get professional help. A good therapist can give you a safe space to unpack all the hurt and anger, help you rebuild your self-esteem, and give you personalized strategies for your exact situation. Dealing with the toxic family can leave deep wounds, and therapy is an incredible tool for healing them and making sure those generational patterns stop with you. That was tool number 6. Heal your wounds with self-care and professional help.
Toxic people are the experts at abusing you and showing up in the toxic way in a way that's very difficult to articulate, it's very difficult to pinpoint, and it's very difficult to point out. And so you'll find yourself sort of scrambling and scratching and trying to show people that you're not the toxic one, and then you might start acting slightly erratic, and then it becomes very easy for them to label you as the crazy one. And then if you start to try and like talk about the things that they've actually done, like it's death by 1,000 cuts, as I've said so many times before. So you'll explain one thing and then you'll think, well, that's not enough. That doesn't really make them sound as bad as I know they are. So then you say another thing, and then you say another thing, and then all of a sudden it can look like you're the one that's being like erratic, over the top, and a little bit sort of unhinged. Yeah, I think there's a knowing deep within you. Your body knows, and if you're an adult now, you'll know. And you may take the breadcrumbs, and you may, when they give you those moments of what feel like a little bit like love, you may take the bait. But underneath all of that, you know they're only doing this to use it against me and to weaponize it against me. I know this will come back and bite me. So it's a feeling in your body. People will tell me that that's not enough, and a feeling in your body that's like, you know, there's no weight to any of that. But I believe that to be the truth. And the toxic people, they're like, you know, like a dog on a thingy. They'll bite down on that when I say that in the body, you're talking shit at that. And they will say that, but when you know, you know.
Tool number 7, defuse the guilt bomb. Finally, let's talk about the biggest boundary killer of all, guilt. It's the number one reason people stay stuck. In fact, a recent study found that a staggering 72% of Americans struggle to set family boundaries specifically because of guilt or obligations. Toxic family members are often masters at making you feel guilty to get what they want. You need to drill this into your head. The guilt you feel is very likely a conditioned response, not an accurate signal that you've done something wrong. When you've been trained your whole life that love means total self-sacrifice, prioritizing your own well-being can feel like a betrayal. It's not. Protecting your mental, emotional, and physical health isn't selfish. It's your fundamental responsibility to yourself. Practice self-compassion. Remind yourself as many times as you need to that you are allowed to have peace. You deserve relationships that are supportive and respectful. Navigating a relationship with a toxic family member is one of the hardest things anybody can do. It takes courage, it takes consistency, and it takes a fierce commitment to your own well-being.
It be the same people that raised you to have a poverty mindset, raised you to have a baby, get Section 8, sign up for welfare. The same motherfuckers that did not show you what hard work, dedication, persistence, and education looks like. It be the same person that didn't teach you nothing about financial literacy. It be them same motherfuckers that will sit up and talk about how you ain't shit because they taught you how not to be shit. But then, flip side, if you decide to change your mindset and be successful, then you think you too good for everybody. Then you spoiling your kids, and your kids is just spoiled because they got every damn thing. Then you think you the shit because you own your house and you own your car and you got money in the bank. You see how that works? You see how toxic family can fuck your mindset up here? Then the guilt might kick in. You know what I'm saying?
So let's remember the toolkit. First, name the behavior to see it clearly. Second, build your fortress with strong boundaries. Third, control your exposure. It's okay to step back. Fourth, build your support crew. Fifth, refuse to get sucked into the trauma. 6, actively heal your own wounds. And 7, learn to spot and diffuse that guilt bomb. You can't control them, but you are always in control of you. You could choose to stop walking on eggshells and start walking on the solid ground of self-respect. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to be heard. And you absolutely deserve relationships that build you up, not break you down. The journey to reclaiming your peace starts now. So, get started with these rules. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Toxic family members suffer from entitlement issues. They think that they are entitled to mistreating you simply because you are related to them. But the reality of the situation is that no one on this planet is entitled to mistreating you. Not your mother, not your father, not your husband, not your wife, not even your children. When it comes to toxic family members, set your boundaries. And when your boundaries are being disrespected, that's when you set the highest boundary. It's called no contact. It will shock and confuse them because they think that they are family, so they can get away with any form of disrespect towards you. They say blood is thicker than water, but love is thicker than blood. So the family that you come from, they're only called the family of origin. If they're not treating you with love and respect, then you dismiss them.